Hello guys, welcome back again. Ryan here from the London Craftsman, and today's video is all about showing you my alternative method for drilling out floating shelf bracket holes, one of these, other than a pillar drill or a power drill. Okay, so at the moment I've got 7 floating shelves to drill out. As you can see on the drawings behind me, we've got alcove units which have got floating shelves above, and we've got TV media unit with floating shelves above. The longer ones have 3 holes and the shorter ones have 2. We've also got some more up and coming jobs next week, which is some more alcove units, more like this. So we've got another 20 or so holes to drill. Okay, so up until now I've been using a power drill or a cordless. Most of the time a power drill because it's got more power. But the downside is with that, when you put your shelf in between your legs or you rig it up anywhere, it's quite hard to level the drill up and make sure you're drilling that hole completely plumb level both ways within your shelf. So that is the downside. So I had another thought, why not try and use a pillar drill? So I looked into buying a pillar drill, and then I just noticed that the throat sizes on the pillar drills don't take into account that your shelf could be up to sort of 200 high plus your drill bit. So you're going to need a throat size of 300, 400, and you need it to be able to have a swing. You know, so when you pull down your pillar drill, you need to have at least 100 mil of your handle to pull down, if not more. So I was just about to buy one, and then I just realised I actually had a Morticer machine. So I thought, okay, well, it's exactly the same as a pillar drill, why not give it a go? And it's not been used for a while, it's been in storage, and I bought it back recently within the last year, and I haven't actually used it. But it's basically a big pillar drill, isn't it? It does exactly the same as a pillar drill. It's got a bigger throat size. The good thing about this is you can move this table in and out, so you can adjust it, so I can push it back or forward depending on how thick my shelf is. And it's got like I said, it's got a big throat size. Downside with this particular model, it only gives me 110 mil worth of drilling. So if you have a look at the back here, we've got this little cog that runs on another cog at the back, and unfortunately I can't rig it up to give me any more than 110 mil. So what I've done is I've set this drill bit as close as I can to the shelf so I can get it in. It's about 2 mil away. This particular shelf is 215. So in theory I can only really do shelves up to 215 deep, but that's fine. Most of my shelves are not bigger than that. And I've adjusted it this way so the tip of the drill bit is in line to where I want it. You can see here one's already been drilled out. That's exactly where we want it because we have a groove here. We need to be careful where we position this hole. And another downside to this, even though we've got over the problem, is as I plunge this handle, it hits the shelf. So what I've done is I've loosened it, and as I swing it down, all I do is drop it down and the handle then passes past the shelf. So I've got over that problem, which is fine. One last problem is it only drills up to 110, whereas these shelf pegs are 120. Anyway, I'll talk about that in a moment. What I'm going to do is I've got this one set up to the line, so what I do is I can move it left or right now. That's the beauty of these Morticer machines, whereas a pillar drill won't do that for you. 12 mil bit in there. Got my goggles on and my mask because I'm drilling into MDF. There we go, let's turn it on. So, pull the handle up and go slowly first. So it's hitting the tail here now, so all I can do is put it down and turn it off. It's as simple as that. So like I said, the downside with this, it only gives me 110 mil. The machine won't allow me to sort of do anything different. Even if I made the shelf smaller, I've still only got that swing of 110 mil, which is a bummer because these shelf pegs are 120. I don't want to go down the route of grinding down the shelf pegs because it just defeats the object. So what I do to get over that problem, it's really simple. Once I've actually drilled out all my shelves, I like to do all this drilling before I paint the shelves. As you know, we do in-house painting. I literally just put them down there, taking into account that these are already drilled out nice and level. All I need to do is gain another 10 mil. So I've just got my cordless 12 mil drill bit in there, straight in. There you go. It's as simple as that. And now, if I test it, I'll get my peg, which is down there holding for me. I always do that. All the way in there, we've got enough space. Got plenty. So even though it's another procedure, doing this drilling, it still is so much easier. You know, I've got the machine on the trolley. You can see you've got a nice heavy duty trolley at the bottom. This is so top heavy, it's unbelievable. It's 3 of us struggle to carry this. It's about 200 kilos and all the weight's at the top. So we've had to screw it down to the trolley, and inside here, we've actually put a bag of cement to give us a bit of, it's a gone off bag of cement, but to give us some weight to weigh it down. And now it works fine. But it's brilliant because it's on wheels. It generally lives in the spray room in a corner out of the way. So we've just wheeled it in here, which takes a couple of minutes. And this is actually the first time I've actually used it. But the beauty is now we can just put the shelves in, slide it across, clamp it up, drill it down, do all your holes, take them out. Once they're all here, I can then just get my cordless, and like it's not going to take any more than a couple of minutes to just, you know, 1, 2, battery's running out on this. Yeah, you catch my drift. So this is brilliant because it's going to give me nice straight holes. That is going to be absolutely plumb, so I don't need to worry about that. One tip is when you actually fit your floating shelves on site, because there is always going to be a bit of play, especially when you put some weight down on your floating shelves, just make sure that as you're drilling your hole, you just drill it at a slight angle. I only mean like 1 or 2 degrees. So lift your drill bit up just by about 5 mil and then drill your hole in. And that is taken into account. By the time you slid your shelf onto the poles and you put the weight on, it is just going to settle that shelf into the level position. So that is my little alternative route into how to drill out one of these floating shelf pegs. I'm sure it's going to speed me up tenfold and it's going to give me better results. So if you have got one of these mortisers in your workshop, you could probably make it work. No need to buy a pillar drill. You can, get 2 uses out of this in effect. You just don't put the square chisel on it. As you can see, my square chisel is not on it. But at the end of the day, if you're desperate, you can use a power drill. I just find that I think I'm just going to go down this route now. I'm not going to go any other way. I'm just going to constantly use this pillar drill. It does have downsides. Like I said, it only does the 100 mil, and I can only get shelves of 215 from this point to this point. I've got a tiny bit of play left on the drill bit, 15 mil. So effectively, I could get away with a 230 shelf from this particular model, but 215. I think I'm going to limit it at 215. Like I said, yeah, that is my way. I'm going to do it from now on. Hope you found it useful, and maybe you can give it a go if you've got one. But other than that, guys, I will see you soon in the next one. Ciao for now.